Do you know what today is? It's our anniversary. Anniversary. Do 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 do. Do you know what today is? It's our anniversary. Made for you and me. What? It's not our anniversary. It's actually Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. I know y'all saying, Ty, why are you singing this song? What does this have to do with the video? Absolutely nothing. My neighbor was playing the song and I overheard it and it was stuck in my head when I was starting to record. They was playing it. But it's Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. I got to come on here real quick and do my review of Tyler Perry's soap opera. I call it a comedy. But Tyler Perry's soap opera, The Oval, that comes on BET. It came on last night. I watched it, but then the brother fell asleep. It was a lot of cooking. It was a lot going on. And I'm not in my normal spot because it's Thanksgiving. Things are going on. And it's daytime. And, I usually like to sit in the living room in front of my window at night and do my videos. But this one isn't daytime. So here I am kind of doing this. So before I start, I want to give a shout out to my people, some of my favorite people, and the people that watched last week's video and made comments. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. Simply Be Yourself 100 is one of my favorite people here on YouTube. They're always commenting, always showing love. Same with Miss Gail Freeman. Thank you. Also shout outs to my boy A. Henderson, L.R. Turner, Kerry and Kelly, Malaya. Thank you, Malaya. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for your comments. And I believe it was Gail Freeman and my friend Penny who told me to keep reviewing this show. So here I am, continuing to review the Tyler Perry comedy, The Oval. Yes, it's a comedy because I laughed. So this show is something else. So tonight we saw, I believe they're in the pharmacy. It was Sharon and the pharmacist, and he's telling her that she needs to, leave that dude, I love you. Now, we just seen him, I think, last week. His girlfriend was there, and I was wondering what was all the tension. I'm not too familiar with all the characters, so I apologize in advance if I mess up some of the people's names. But the pharmacy guy was telling Sharon, listen, I see how he treats you, girl, I see how he treats you. You need to get with a man like me. Cut that zero and get with this hero. Using all these. He didn't say that. I'm paraphrasing. But anyway, he was telling her all of this. And Sharon is telling him, I know Barry can be a certain way. He's not perfect, but he's good. He's a good man. Now, Sharon is the girlfriend to Barry. Now, Barry is the dude who he's just not having a good time on this series. The president's daughter accused him of rape. His daughter is missing because his baby mama kidnapped her with the Colt. Now the baby mama is dead. She got stabbed with a kitchen knife and she was found butt naked. And Barry is the prime suspect. So he's just having a bad day. Because as I'm watching this scene, I'm like, Barry, why is he acting all? He was acting Ike Turner-ish towards Sharon. I did not like how he was talking to her. He overhears the pharmacist and Sharon talking, and he said, you talking about me to that punk? You talking about me to that punk Negro? I laughed. Again, I laughed because, and I'm not hating, because Barry, the guy who's playing Barry, you have a job and you're on TV and you're on a hit show, but the dude cannot act to save. Damn, he can't act. I'm like, can you make it more believable? I didn't believe anything. He was coming off hostile and he said, you talking about me to this punk? You talking about, and she's like, no, baby, no. But he was really, giving me this Ike Turner vibe he had going. Like, I thought he was going to smack her. Then he was like, come on, we leaving. So the pharmacist was like, look, we ain't got to deal with this. You ain't got to deal with this fool. You see what I mean? Look how he's acting. Look how he's behaving. And I'm like, why is he acting like that? Because a few scenes back, he was all, I didn't rape her. He was all timid and weak. And now he's just this angry, like he gonna hurt somebody. But then I said, then again, if your daughter's missing, maybe that's why he's a little pissed off because his daughter's missing. But was it me? This scene was hilarious because he was like, "You either come back with me or you don't come at home. You don't come back home at all." And he had this like, he gave this. It was supposed to be this serious look, but was it just me, y'all, or did Barry look like he wanted to laugh? I'm like, is this supposed to be a serious scene? Why? And that's why I was laughing. That's why I keep telling y'all this is a comedy. Because why was he like, but it looked like he was holding back. It looked like he was holding back his own laughter, like he wanted to laugh himself. I'm like, you can't even get the actors to take this stuff serious. So damn it, I'm not taking it serious either. And this is no diss, because like I said, y'all on TV, I'm sitting here on YouTube. I'm trying to get where you at. So I'm not hating, but I'm just stating. That scene was poorly done. But it made me laugh. So maybe it wasn't poorly done, because it served some purpose, because I was entertained by it. But him and Barry and the dude start fighting. Oh my goodness, they tearing stuff up in the store, and then Barry pushes him, and he ends up getting pushed into Sharon, and now she hits the floor. Then you have a woman in the background saying, "Do you want me to call the police?" It was crazy, and Barry's still not letting up. He's like, "You coming with me or not? You coming or not? You coming or not?" She's like, "I'm not going with you." And I'm glad she didn't, because Barry, you was straight up acting like you was going to hurt her. And it was crazy. Then we see another scene where Barry is with Picky. And Picky's like a, yeah, his name is Picky. Picky, I thought I was hearing things. Picky is, I believe Picky is his cousin. And Picky is a drug dealer. He's on the streets. And Picky tells him that store is a front, and that he said, "Yeah, man, Picky, I just had to beat this dude's ass. I just had," and he's like, "Really?" And Picky let Barry know that this store is a front, that they selling dope out this place. I said, "Oh my goodness. They selling dope out." And he's like, "No wonder Sharon said she couldn't come with me down to the precinct, because she got to work late because they in here selling drugs." And he was like, "Yeah, man, I ain't want to tell you because you in love, but Sharon, she cuts up the supply." Again, you know what I did? I laughed. I was like, okay, this is outrageous. And what's crazy is, I put this together now. Picky and Barry are cousins. Picky was also messing with the young lady, the president's daughter, and that's the same girl who accused Barry of raping her. Yeah, it's crazy. We also see a scene with that creepy son, and he's talking to the maid, and he's asking her questions, and I was like, is he flirting with her? What is he doing? And he's asking her, she give him a tour? And he asked her about, and she said, "Oh, okay, I can have one of the ushers give you a tour." He said, "No, I want you to give me the tour." I said, "Oh, it's creepy. Is Mr. Creepy getting his flirt on? He trying to shoot his shot with the maid?" But what it really was is, he's trying to figure out a way out, because he told his sister, "Listen, I know how to get you out here. We can devise a plan. We'll get our parents mad, and then that'll cause a diversion, and they won't be watching us. And that way you can slip on out here so you can be with your man Picky, because I know you want to be with Picky." So he's flirting and doing all this other stuff, and he asked her, he said to the maid, "Is that your car, the whatever color car it was?" And she's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Because I watch you on the roof." I'm like, he's weird as hell. He's weird. This family is crazy. He's weird. Nobody likes each other. The mother's evil. The parents hate each other. The mother hates the daughter. The daughter hates her brother. But she's willing to work with him. So they do this thing where let's cause a diversion. And this is the diversion we're going to cause. She's laying on the couch, and she's like, "Oh, oh, oh, oh." And the president walks by. He's like, "What's going on here?" And she tells him, she says, "Listen, Mom tased me." He's like, "What?" "Mom tased me," is what she said. The president is like, "She did what?" So now they have a conversation. So this is what the kids set up so that old girl can escape while the parents are fighting. So this is the cause of diversion, so she can slip out of the White House. And so the president confronts the first lady. But before I get in that, let me go back a little bit. There was another scene where the first lady confronted the president, and she let him know they were having this meeting, and she let him know, oh, I stopped by a store, I did some shopping, and I spoke to one of your hoes. The one you had up here in the White House. I was like, oh, okay. Remember the one she beat up? So he's like, what did you do? What did you do? She said, I handled it. He said, no wonder she won't call me back. And and she's like, oh, I thought it would take another whooping for that to happen. So yeah, I just wanted to get that out there. That first lady is gangster. She let him know, I beat your hoe down. So, that's interesting. I know there's going to be more with that. There's going to be more with that. So anyway, now let's go back to this scene with the first lady and the president in the bedroom. And he asked her, did you tase our daughter? What's wrong with you? And she said, yeah, I tased him like a black man in the streets. And I'm like, wait a minute, do people just walk around tasing black men in the streets? That reference, I'm like, really? Oh, okay. But anyway, he tells her, you're a monster, you're no good, you're evil. And she said, she's like taking pride in that. And she told him, she was saying all types of stuff. They were throwing insults at each other. Then he pulls out this folder and he's like, America hates you. And he said, let's read some of the things that, people say about you. Someone wants to eat you alive. Someone wants to eat your skin. It was all kind of crazy stuff. And she's like, get it away from me. Get it away from me. I'm like, oh my God. So he's like, you don't want to read the rest? Get it away from me. These two start fighting. The first lady hits the president over the head with a vase. They're on the bed. He's on top of her. She's screaming, help! Help! Secret Service is outside. He's screaming, help, help. She's screaming, help, help. The president is like, we're fine. Everything is fine. She knees him in the nuts while they're on the bed. That gets him off of her. I'm laughing. All I do is laugh. I'm laughing at all this. You have this dramatic music. The first lady starts screaming, ah! And this was my favorite part of the night because this was so, this was so ridiculous that it was genius. She's screaming in a rage and she ah! Like that. And then she runs herself into the wall and hits her head and she's knocked out. See, in the previews, I thought maybe the president had hit her and she was knocked out. But no, that's not what they were going for here. She ran herself into the wall, and now she's knocked out. She's knocked out cold. Let me look at my notes. Let me see if there's something I skipped. That scene alone was... I'm telling you. And they still had this music. Doom, 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 doom. Like something serious was happening. And that was like... It was crazy. It was crazy. So, that had me, then the next scene we see the first lady getting patched up. And the president getting patched up because she hit him with a vase. This family is dysfunctional. This family... It's crazy. But it gets worse. Now the first lady is flirting with the Secret Service agent. And she's, unbuttoning his shirt. And this scene, every time she says something to him, he goes, ma'am, 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 ma'am. Now she's unbuttoning his shirt and all. He's like, ma'am. Ma'am. She said, stop calling me ma'am. And it's funny because the same time she said, stop calling me ma'am, is the same time I said, how many times is this dude going to say ma'am? Like, is that the only word in the script? Ma'am, 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 ma'am. So she went down on this dude. I'm like, okay. She's like, I haven't been made love to. Make love to me. Hilarious, hilarious. Now let's get on back to the daughter. The daughter manages to escape by hiding in the trunk of the maid's car, because the maid drove off, off the premises, and now she's in the hood now. So we see her pop out of the car, and she's in a maid's outfit, and then she's in disguise. Okay, I guess she needed that disguise to get into the parking lot or whatever, and to hide in the car. I don't know. I'm like, this Secret Service sucks that she was still able to get out, but she was able to get out in this disguise. She escaped the White House. So she escapes the White House to find the drug dealing thug, Picky, her boyfriend, and she tells him, I'm out, I'm here, that girl better not be there. So he takes her, to the room or whatever, and he's telling her, well, how are you going to get back? You're going to get in some trouble. You're going to mess up my operation if they come here. She's like, don't worry, I'm going to just walk in the front door, and they're going to be so shook that they're incompetent that I was able to get out, that they're not going to say anything. And he's like, ingenious. And then those two make love. All right. Yeah. That's the show for you. What else happened? We also saw where the police have come back to this pharmacy or the convenience store, whatever the hell it is, and they're speaking to the guy because the cops was called on Barry. And the cops was called on Barry, and the police officer said, the guy tells Sharon, tell him it was her boyfriend. And she's like, can I talk to you? She doesn't want to turn Barry in because, like I said, Barry's been having a hard time. His daughter's missing. So she says, no, he's been having a hard time. His daughter's missing. The cop says, his daughter? You're not talking about Bartholomew. So I learned something. Barry's real name is Bartholomew. He's like, oh, show me the surveillance tape because we're after him, because I told you, Barry is a suspect. They think Barry killed his baby mama. So poor Barry's going to have a hard time. So I guess in next week's episode, we're going to find out what happens with that. We also see Barry's mother learns that Barry's father was fired from the White House because Barry was accused of rape. And she does the typical church mama. Oh, Lord, why would you do that to my son? Why would anybody accuse my son of that? That's so wrong. But I'm like, yeah, but nothing happened. He's not in trouble. But I guess she's distraught because her husband lost his job. Then she also tells her husband, she thinks Barry stabbed his baby mama because that kitchen knife is missing. So now I guess Barry's going to be on the run, or they're going to catch Barry. We have to see next week to see what happened. Now, I have a question for you guys because I was confused. The white Secret Service agent and the other agent was in the room, and he was telling him he wants to work with him again, and he wants him. Did those two have a sexual relationship that I didn't know about? Because he was like, I want you. And he was like, are you talking about the job? Or are you talking about something else? And he was like, so I guess these two must have knocked the boots. I don't know. Somebody help me with that because I didn't watch all of the shows to know what's going on. What's going on with those two? That was crazy. So now I didn't enjoy this episode as much as I did the last one, but I still found it hilarious. But tell me your thoughts. How did you feel about this episode? What's going to happen? What's going to happen to Barry? Is Barry going to be arrested? Is Barry the prime suspect in this murder? Did they find his fingerprints on the knife? I mean, what's going on here? But that's it. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I gotta go. It's Thanksgiving. Look at me. I'm looking, I'm looking diesel. Y'all like that? I like that. Let me tell you a quick story before I go. One of my coworkers, she grabbed me by here yesterday, and she was like, "Ooh, Ty, you getting your workout is working out." So I've been gassed up. So I'm admiring myself here. But anyway, that's enough about that. None of that. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I know this review was a hot mess, but I'm sorry. It's Thanksgiving. Gotta go with family. Gotta enjoy. Please like, comment, subscribe. Tell me your thoughts on this episode. What do you think is going to happen? And do you still want me to continue reviewing this show? All right, that's it. Have a great Thanksgiving. I'm out. I got to go eat. All right, bye.